Welcome to the show, it's just the facts. Where we break it down, don't hold them back. Don't get in your feelings, cause it's only the facts. We got all the tea on them relationships. We gon' break it down and shatter all the myths. Talk about mindset goals, growth, and money tips. We gon' break it down and keep it all legit. Heart, mind, body, soul. Ready, set, let's go. This is just the facts.
All right, welcome to the show. This is just
The facts. I'm Jay.
And I'm T.
And this is just the facts. Tonight we will be reacting to this crazy lady. She is crazy, man. This lady doesn't believe in the hierarchy. She believes that to be dominant doesn't mean that you're masculine. She has a lot of interesting takes. I didn't get to watch the whole entire thing, but I did get to watch a little bit of it, so this isn't a blind react. I just feel my lovely wife in on the situation. She watched a little bit of it, so yeah, we about to get into this, man. This woman is fucking crazy, bro. I ain't gonna count. Of course, with the
while we watch it, I'm gonna go through the obvious little pauses and interjections, but yeah, we about to get into it. It's this lady right here, culprit number one, Andrea, and I don't see him on here now, but Trey said some wild shit too. But anyways, tune in, check us out, man. Check us out, man. Here we go.
Right? If he's at work and I need to go or helping out with the bills around the house, like it's just whatever we need, I'm there. I'm your support. I'm your partner. I'm your teammate. You know, whatever you're not doing, I'll do. Whatever I'm not doing, you'll do. We'll just play off of each other.
A woman is supposed to respect her husband. She's supposed to create his home, create the home. Andrea, what is funny about respecting your husband?
Why is it everything the woman is supposed to be doing? Why
we just got finished talking about the man, but you weren't here.
You weren't here.
You weren't here.
We need to continue talking about that because that's what's the most important. I feel like this is all have been a scheme to the point. I think, okay, I don't know if y'all can hear me.
God might have been telling you that it wasn't a scheme and to rethink. You was telling me.
I think that this is a scheme to distract us from the point.
You don't even know what the point is.
It is nothing wrong with women being able to say, these are the things that I am expecting from you. These are the things that I want you to fulfill in this relationship. And these are the things that may be deal breakers for me. I think that people feel like, you know, we have stepped into some type of a time machine where slavery is legal again, and they're looking for servants. Some men are looking for a mattress, a maid, and a mule. And I think that we need to stand firm on the point and asking for what we want and demanding what we want. And when we don't get the things that we feel that we need in the relationship and we are not fulfilled, we can leave. Okay? All of this sticking by, like, just, you guys gotta relax. I'm sorry. That's all.
PJ, are you saying that you if you're in a relationship, right, you aren't going to serve him in any type of way because you believe that he should be the one serving you? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that in my relationship, I'm not a servant. So if I choose to cook for him, he knows it's because I'm choosing to. I'm not supposed to be doing anything but being happy and enjoying my life. So, yeah, if I cook, it's because I want to, not because I'm supposed to. I'm not a servant. I am a girlfriend that is in a relationship that is in a relationship that works for both him and I. There's things that I want from him. There's things that he may want from me. But at the end of the day, you guys gotta like get out of this servitude thing because that's not helping us at all.
Well, a woman who refuses to serve a man's purpose will eventually serve her own loneliness. Hold on, bro.
All right, so we about to stop right there, just off the cusp, but like that was a mouthful. That was a mouthful. She said a lot just in that statement alone, and I didn't. This is the part that I really didn't get to catch because I caught a little bit later in the live. But what you think about what she just said in the first place? Like just to kick things off, for real.
Wow.
And chat, don't be scared. Y'all can type in and put your thoughts in here too, because we definitely wanna know what you guys think too. But go ahead, what you.
I don't know. Like she, she just. I guess she's just. She's nose deep in, I guess, how modern day times are, quote unquote. Like she doesn't get her role as what a woman's role is, but yet she states that she knows how to be feminine. I'm not understanding that. Like, she doesn't understand her duties at all. She thinks it's just about being happy. Like, that's it. As long as I'm happy. As long as I'm happy.
Yeah, I did notice she said a lot about me. She ain't really never speak about how does her boyfriend feel or whatever, if she has a boyfriend or husband or whatever she
No,
decides
it's a boyfriend. She says she's a
yeah,
girlfriend.
boyfriend. So she's and actually speaking of which, that did click me because to me that already signifies that you're never going to be a wife when you say that I'm just a girlfriend. Okay, well, because you're doing whatever you do as a girlfriend, that's the same shit you're gonna do as a wife. You don't just all of a sudden, ding, the light clicks on. Oh, I'm a wife now. I have to do this. Nah, bro, that shit starts when you a girlfriend. If you a girlfriend, then you a girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's all you ever gonna be. If you
Yeah.
a wife, nigga, you a wife.
And she wouldn't be-
Straightforward, straight. No, you getting locked down and you ain't getting out of that. You sign. Welcome to death row. You here forever. You're
Yeah.
my wife. We are together forever. You are wifey type, wifey material.
Yeah, but
This girl is girlfriend.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that for real.
Yeah, she wouldn't even be a good nurturer as far as for like even being a mom. Like, so
Right. I hope she don't want kids. I would hope she don't have kids because she said I cook because I want to. I mean, because I want to cook, not because I have to. Like, so I'm wondering. Then that made me wonder. Also, do she follow any religion? Because if she follows a religion and she has that mindset, then that means she's just all the way thrown. Like she's all the way confused.
yeah, they talk about Mark talks about that later on too.
Okay, we gonna see. We gonna top. Let's get back into this shit.
Bro,
That's who.
do any of the ladies agree with her?
So she said girlfriend. Maybe she's not thinking. I think the question was the wife duties. Because I
We're
know that
talking
Mira,
husbands and wives.
yeah, she's talking husbands and wives. I think
Yeah.
Mira stated before the difference between a man and a husband. And so right now we're talking about wives and and
And then I fell asleep, and then the guy came and rescued me and kissed me, and I from my beautiful princess dream. I get it. We've all grown up on Disney. I understand. But it is also okay to make sure the relationship works for you and you see him being your husband as well. It's okay to not want to just look at a guy and be like, oh, wow, like, I can't wait to be tethered to him and not know what he's about. He's just doing whatever they say that he should be doing in the books. No, like, are you genuinely happy? Or are you just there because people are telling you should be there as a woman and that's your duty or that's what you're supposed to do?
Well, why is it bad that someone would want to support their spouse or their partner? Like I clarified, when you're in a marriage, it's a partnership, it's a unionship. What I'm lacking, he will make up for, and what he's lacking, I will as well. It's not a factor of being a slave, it's a factor of that is the person that I choose to be with for the rest of my life. And whatever it takes for us to be happy, we should both be in agreement that we will do what it takes for us both to be happy. But happiness is found within yourself. It's not found within somebody else. So if you are leaving relationships because you are solely not happy, then you have to, and you're constantly in this back-to-back spat of like, every time I'm not happy in a relationship, I'm going to leave. Then at one point, are we going to reflect on ourselves? Is it me? Like, what can I do to make myself happy? Because my happiness is not determined on what my my partner is, I created that happiness for myself, and anything we have together, it just elevates. Not every time are we going to be happy in relationships, but are you going to go through the mud with me, through the thick and thin with me, and regroup that or make that come back? Can we make that happen? That should be just as
Andrea ain't doing
important,
that.
correct?
Got it. I mean, yes, we all want to have a partner that could stand the rain. I understand that. I was speaking in the sense that the words that I'm hearing, it's supposed what she's supposed.
Welcome to the stream chat. We just going over this video about this chick Andrea. She got some crazy delusional views, bro. She thinks that what do she think? She thinks that she doesn't have to do anything basically in a relationship. She does what she wants to do. She doesn't have to do anything because she's not a slave and she's not a servant to anyone. And
It's about her being happy.
yeah, she just has to be happy. That's all she has to do in a relationship is just be happy. So yeah, we about to get back into what she, cause I think she getting into a little bit more of her spiel right now. Feel free to drop something in the chat for us so we can respond to that. But yeah, share your views and all that. Here we go. We about to get back into it now.
Supposed to be doing, and aren't you supposed to want to serve your husband? Those two words is what my response is based on. A partnership is something that I have been saying from the beginning. Two people in a working relationship that is healthy are supporting each other. Supporting is a key word, but this serving thing, no. Okay.
So Mark, I know you've been paying attention and listening intently. What's your thoughts so far on what you've been hearing thus far? Respectfully,
Marcus, man, I don't know why you trying to involve me in this foolishness, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know what my thoughts are, man. It's malarkey, it's tomfoolery, it's buffoonery being on display. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Gentlemen at home, please pay attention, with the exception of Amira. And I'm not familiar with the other ladies, and I mean no disrespect. They could lay out when it was, what is the husband duties? They had a list. When it came time to speak about what their duties are, they struggled to articulate.
No, we didn't struggle. It just wasn't our turn.
May I please land? No disrespect to you. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
No disrespect to you at all.
Let's let him finish his statement, y'all.
So there was a struggle to kind of articulate exactly what it was that a wife's duties were, because women don't really have a sense of duty. They don't understand duty. Like the young lady stated, women are more concerned with their personal happiness. And when when happiness is your concern, you abdicate all thoughts of duty. There is no duty when you're trying to be happy. When you get up every day and go to work, you don't want to go to work every single day, but you have a duty to pay those bills that you know are coming on the 1st and 15th. So therefore, you get up when you don't even feel like it and you go in. Your happiness is not on that sliding scale, because it's delayed and deferred, because what's going to keep you happy is knowing you got a roof over your head and you know you have a vehicle to hop in that's going to start and get you from point A to point B. And when you open your refrigerator, you'll see groceries that you can consume that can give you sustenance. And that's been allowed throughout history. So at this point, when we're talking about duty on the man's side and on the woman's side, men, we are, from day one, we're told by our mothers, by society, by teachers in the school, we're molded and branded. If you don't do X, Y, Z, if you don't have this by this age, if you're not here by 30 or 40, you're of no value. But that has not been disseminated amongst the community of women. So it's very difficult for them to understand the duties, number one, if they've never been taught. Number two, if they don't have a belief system that reinforces those duties. And number three, if they're putting personal happiness and instant gratification at the top of their list.
I ain't gonna fake. Buddy was just preaching. What you got to say about that interaction right there?
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is very true. I mean, you have to be selfless. Like, it's not always about waking up every day like, oh, what can I do to make myself happy today? Like, you go out there, you do what you need to do. Like, hell, if she actually worked, which it doesn't seem like she does, like, she wouldn't even have that attitude because she wouldn't know what it takes to have to get up.
Well, she said she got a real job now at some point in this
Okay.
conversation, but that's I do find that interesting what he said, and I do find that to be a real case and scenario. Like, you can ask a woman, what is it that you expect from a man, and she got a laundry list, she got a grocery list, she got a motherfucking Christmas list, to Santa Claus of what everything he needs to be, everything he has to do, everything he has to
to qualify.
have. But then you ask the lady, okay, well, what is it that you bring to the table, or what is it that you supposed to provide? And then that list gets as small as I don't know most people's vocabulary. It gets small, like it just like, wait, that's it? That's all you? So the man got to do all this, but you can do this, and do that, but he has to do all this, and you only got to do that. Well, and the main thing for her, Andrea's situation is, oh, I just need to be happy. Well, how does that work? What about your partner's happiness? Since you calling him a partner, because now y'all partners. So if y'all partners, then that means y'all contributing equally into the emotional standpoint. Y'all should both be happy, not just you. You should have to carry the burden just like he has to carry the burden. So that way y'all can come up with a solution together to be happy now. But it's interesting that seems to not be the conversation, that's not the topic that ever is brought up, is the duty for both parties. Like, yeah, even on the side of like saying, when you sit there and you watch red pill conversations and they talk about, well, the woman is supposed to do this and the woman is supposed to do this. I mean, we still don't talk about, well, what is it that the man is supposed to do? Right? So, I mean, I don't know. It's a conversation to be had for real. Just knowing, like, just saying, this is crazy. I'll get back into it though.
I'm done.
All right, and that lead us probably directly into the
her expression. I ain't gonna cap. I've been watching her expressions the whole time. She don't even. I don't know, man. I just want to know what she got to say. She should have her own. She should just be speaking here by herself, bro. She wild.
Doesn't get it.
The next
question.
Can
I say something real fast?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is kind of like the issue that I have with these panels, right? A question was asked. Not everybody was able to go. One person said something that was, aside from everybody's thoughts. And it's like everybody said it when everybody didn't even have an opportunity to go. You understand? Amir spoke, I think this young lady beside me, there were some things that you probably would agree that she was saying you should be the support. But one person, when it gets the grain, is all of the women. And that's what I see a lot in these spaces. No, we didn't all agree with that. We didn't all have an opportunity to speak. So let's just, when we're having these conversations, just call, if you have a disagreement with any young lady, call that young lady out. It's not all of us. We all think very different. Her relationship is going to be different from mine. My relationship is going to be different from Aisha's. How we all think very different. We have our own way. We don't all think the same. Okay. So in that,
1 second, Marcus, before you go, I need to clear something up, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna let her land. Go ahead.
In that particular situation, we didn't have an opportunity. She came in, she was one of the first women to speak. I didn't have an opportunity to speak on what I feel like a woman should bring to the table. I didn't. She came in, they asked her the question. I think Amira had an opportunity to speak. I know Aisha didn't have an opportunity to speak.
You got an opportunity now.
So I agree with Amira. I think a woman should make a house a home. I think a woman should be a man's support system. I believe in it. Help me. I think that one of the reasons why we are so behind as a people is we don't get married. We don't use each other the way we're supposed to be used. Men marry women who can help them get to their vision. That's how I think that men should lead by example. Women should follow their leadership. They should marry someone who they see the vision and they should help him get there. I think that inside the home, women are over to the children. We're nurturers. There are qualities that women have that men don't have and vice versa. There are things that men are good at. There are things that women are naturally good at. And I think that women should provide those things, right? I think Amira said it's respectful. You should be respectful to anybody, but of course your husband. Like, that's just, it should be a given. So I think that and I don't have a problem with the word submit. I don't. I mean, that can be that's just me personally. Um and that's just how I feel. I think women should be there to help their husbands, be a support to their husbands in their household. And their, like I said, a woman, the man is the house, woman take care of the home, if that makes any sense.
So if I may just say this to clarify some things, right? I never once said that the lady in the bottom left, that her thoughts and sentiments applied to all the women. I never once said that that was the general consensus of all the ladies on the panel. What I said was that the ladies struggled at first to articulate what their duties were as a wife. Whereas when you were asked what the men's duties were, y'all rambled it off like this and I did that to just present the idea and the fact that in society, y'all are told about what we're supposed to be doing, but y'all are rarely ever told what y'all are supposed to be doing. And that was the reason why I brought that point up. But I never accused y'all of having the same thoughts and sentiments as the young lady who I spoke previously. I didn't do that.
My apologies. It's just when you said ladies, I assumed you were talking about all the ladies. But
my fault. I'll be more clear.
Can I say something real quick? Because if that's the case, you made a comment, sir, and you said something about, I want you to see this buffoonery. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but
I was referring to directly what you had stated, directly to what you said.
I appreciate that, but I'm respecting you, so I expect to be respected as well.
I was only commenting on your comments, not on you as a person, just to make that clear.
This is my opinion, and I am not a buffoon, so learn how to use your words with tact while you're trying to tell the men to look at the people on this panel as an example. Start with yourself, okay? Second of all, advocating for your personal happiness is a healthy choice of living for any person on the planet. So I'm not sure why we're trying to encourage women to not pursue their own happiness. That's crazy.
I'll say this. Number one, I don't know if that was an attempt to check me, but it'll never work.
Shut up. No one's trying to check
That'll never happen. Number two,
respect me.
Number two, I don't
let him,
so we're going to pass right over that.
No,
Number
respect
two,
me. Don't call me
what was said, and I'm addressing this to the panel, what was said was buffoonery and tomfoolery, and I was speaking directly about the comments, and I stand firm on what I said about those comments. So one rule I have is I don't argue with women. There's only one woman I'll do a back and forth with, and that's my wife, and we'll be having a discussion if that happens. So all the ladies, you can lose your decorum and be disrespectful as you want. You're not going to get a rise out of me. Doesn't work.
Can I say something real fast? And let's just, I know I have my thoughts on things. And I think that we are pretty much everybody in here is on the agreement of what the roles are, right? But we do have to take in consideration that everybody doesn't have those same thoughts, especially nowadays, right? We may have been raised a little different than other people. And we can tell that by the way people are moving. Everybody doesn't believe a woman should be submissive. Everybody doesn't believe a man should be, we can believe that because we're just more traditional in our thoughts, but it would be, it wouldn't be, what am I trying to say? It wouldn't be an honest conversation if we did not include people who did not have those opinions. Because obviously there are people, we would say roles are reversed, right? We do see that. And we see a lot more of that as years go by. People are moving further away from the traditional roles, more into these modern roles. So maybe that's something we do need to maybe discuss because not everybody thinks like this.
And I have a question.
Can I just say this briefly, and then I'm gonna be quiet for a while. I don't have an issue with opposing thoughts and sentiments. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But the issue is a lot of times when ladies are challenged and they can't really come up with a palatable thought to substantiate what they've been saying, the reaction is usually volatile and disrespectful. And that does nothing except further substantiate our standpoint. If you have a leg to stand on, you should be able to articulate it. You should be.
We're talking about traditional roles, then yeah, I'm gonna tell my friend, like, girl, if you don't get up in there, I had to tell my friend to just go ahead and hire, a cleaning lady. Like, you're not domestic. So just go ahead and make sure when he come home, everything clean straight. You ain't even gotta worry. Um,
And White, are you gonna? I'm sorry, Andrea. Are you finished? Did you finish?
mhm.
And White, are you gonna present the questions?
Yeah, they was leading into the next question, but everybody was trying to rebuttal their statements. So I figured it'd be fair to let them, since Shan
No, just
posed
get
such
back to Andrea.
a poignant display of needing to say what she wanted to say. So I figured I'd let everybody get their words out because there was some highly offensive stuff going on, so people could blow the steam off. I did have a question for Andrea. Do you think that men serve women? Like the men in the family serve their wives?
No, I don't think. I think they might console their wives or comfort their wives or show intimacy to their wives. I don't think this whole serving sounds like servitude. I just don't like that term. Like I just think like a waitress at Bar Louie serves the table. Like
But so do you have a negative connotation on just the word serve? The submission also elicit that same response?
I think it solicits the same response when we're just talking about women submitting and then not actually recognizing that it takes two people in a relationship to be willing to compromise and submit at times. But a lot of times when we speak about it in this context, it's like it only applies for the women.
What if I told you that a man has to serve and pay the ultimate price for his family through death? We're expected to lay our lives on the line for our families. Would you then think we serve?
No, I would say that Jesus served the ultimate price in giving his life for everyone. So I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, a man served his family because he like a natural instinct of protection kicked in and like he decided to protect us. Like
But didn't Jesus serve us though? Like
Jesus
of
served
course.
everyone, and it wasn't like monolith. It wasn't like, oh, they're all women. I'm gonna like serve the women, or they're all men. I'm gonna serve them. He gave his life for everyone. So like
So that kind of I'm sorry.
huh?
I was gonna say that kind of bleeds into the way the conversation is playing. Because in the role of hierarchy, as JR presented the question, right? It was stated it was God, man, woman, child, and then animals, right? So via that, Jesus served by the religious aspect. He served mankind by giving his life for them, and husbands are primarily doing the same thing for their family. So I don't know if I understand how you could view the word serve, but I think maybe just give it another look. And while you think about that, just think about it for a second. Just think about it for a second. Why
I
you
just
think
want to
about
say something because I feel like people speak like about God, then men, then woman, then child, and everyone doesn't believe in that structure. Everyone
Oh, okay.
doesn't believe in that. So
It doesn't
How's the
matter if you
hierarchy?
believe in it. It is what it is.
I don't. I couldn't hear her. What did you say?
It doesn't matter if you believe in it. It is what it is. Andrea, I have a question for you. Are you gonna
Um,
run? Are you gonna run every time it gets hot?
if I feel like it, yeah. If I want to.
This woman is so selfish, bro. I really want them to ask her if she got kids. I swear, I hope she don't have any kids. I know she can't have any kids with the mindset that she
No,
has.
there's
She
no
just said,
possibility.
"I'm going to run every time it gets hot." So that
If
means
I feel like it.
anytime she's in a relationship and things don't go the way she wants them to go, that relationship is over. Flat out. It's not no let's talk about it, let's sit down and figure this thing out. Let's see if maybe it's me, maybe let's it's just straight up, nah, we done. I can't do this. I'm gone. Deuces. Chunking up the deuces. I'm out. I'm out. And that's
Because she don't want no masculine man.
how old you
She
think
wants
she
to
is?
dominate. Mm,
How old you think she is?
mm.
She
At least
probably
28.
at least 28. Yeah. She probably in that age group. I think that age group is fucked up, and it starts to trickle down
Mhm.
back past that. That age group of women is fucked up right now. Like, and I ain't saying all women. I ain't saying them all. I'm not saying all of them.
Obviously, right.
I'm not saying all of them. But there is, I will say, a big majority of them that's fucked up out here. Culture is fucked up. Mindset fucked up. Thought process fucked up. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. don't you see you getting further away from where you actually want to be, and you think that this is cool? Like I can assure you that 10 years from now, she is gonna look at this podcast episode and she gonna see herself saying this dumbass shit, and she gonna be like, bro, I've embarrassed the fuck out of myself just now. I should have never said that dumbass shit. She just said that you putting your life on the line for her is not serving her. How fucking
Right.
dumb can you be?
Right. That's like saying our military ain't serving us.
What the fuck kind of bro? Like, how dumb can you really be, bro?
Don't, Andrea, stay. Don't run.
No,
Defend yourself.
Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna cuss someone out, and I don't want to embarrass myself on YouTube because I've done it before, and I don't want to do it again because I'm an actual
Too late.
person that has a job now.
Too late.
So yeah,
You've been doing that without having to insult anybody. You've been doing that very well so far. I don't know if you noticed. Probably subconscious.
no? Well, thank you. I've taken a break for a while because I just was kind of feeling like, you know what?
No, I'm actually saying, yeah, I'm saying you, even though you've been trying not to embarrass yourself, you still have been embarrassing yourself. That's what I was saying.
I think that you're a loser and your opinion doesn't matter.
Are you
so
serious
thanks for
right now,
sharing,
bro?
but it was unsolicited. Thank you.
It's crazy.
Anyway, it is crazy how you
it's-
think that your opinion matters to me. I think that's crazy. I think it's ludicrous.
I mean, well,
as
I
was
can
saying,
elaborate.
I actually don't care. to
No,
hear your
no, be
elaboration.
curious.
All I'm
elaborate
gonna
I
say
would
is
actually
this.
love to hear his elaboration on this.
I-
Go ahead,
Oh
go
my
ahead
It
and
doesn't
elaborate, bro.
matter because it's unsolicited for me. I don't care.
Well, we're not
Bruh,
asking you.
it
Go ahead
ain't
and
always
elaborate, bro.
Excuse me. Back to Marcus' question. I think everyone doesn't subscribe to the same, hierarchy guide
She
and
was
man
right. She
and
was
woman.
served
Some
savage.
people don't always, I feel like that's a lot of. Even though a lot of people are still Christians, a lot of people moved away from. I think more people are more spiritual as opposed to religious. So I think that only applies for a select group of people who believe in that structure.
So yeah, Bruiser, go ahead and elaborate real quick.
It's crazy that these type of women believe a man's only duty is to provide intimacy and what else she said? Comfort. When in reality, men serve women every day by keeping society running. Women benefit from the safety, the convenience, and luxury that men's labor sacrifices and leadership provide. But they still reduce a man's service down to just comforting and like a damn dog or some shit. That's why a lot of them end up with dogs and cats. If y'all listened, I just want to talk to the chat for a minute. Have y'all been listening to Andrea speak? This type of mindset leaves women unprotected, unsupported, and ultimately unloved. Because when men stop serving society, women will finally realize they were never truly independent. Never. They were just privileged by the. I'm gonna start cussing in this motherfucker. She gonna make me embarrass my damn self out
Who
here.
are you supposed to be?
Don't
The
come
Martin
out your
Luther
body,
King
bro. Don't come out your bed.
Who do you think you think you're the Martin Luther King of incels? What are you doing here? Huh? Are you the coming of what's his name? The guy who I'm not even gonna say that. That would be so wrong.
He's married, Andrea. What an insult.
I don't care if he's married. He didn't ask me if I was in a relationship why he's giving off some impression that I'm single and that I'm alone and unloved. I have the best boyfriend ever. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Everybody has the best boyfriend ever.
Yeah, I'm sure you too.
Congratulations.
Too. Thank you.
When are you gonna get promoted?
Don't worry about it. It's my business. Why do you
Trust
care?
me, I'm not worried about it.
Why do you care?
I would worry when you do, though. I was
Why
worried
do
for the
you
man.
care? Why does it matter to you?
I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. We can
You
move
shouldn't.
forward.
You shouldn't. We should.
All right, I'd like to say we want to try to remain as respectful as possible while we on the panel and argue the actual content of what the person is saying and not the person's personal life to the best of your human abilities. Let's try to do that.
Marcus,
Now,
can I point out something
hold on, I
real
just
quick
want to jump in
before you move forward, brother? Go ahead, Trev. I don't want to interrupt you. You haven't really spoken, brother. You got it.
Yeah, appreciate you. So I'm just gonna say this.
Answers in cell number 1. So the interesting thing is that she does have a boyfriend, but what's actually interesting about it is that there is a possibility that she would end up getting married. But the only thing about her getting married would be that it wouldn't really last because so and I'm gonna let him say it, but what he says about women that and men that do like to be dominated by a woman, and then the women that like to dominate the man. At some point, it's the same. It's that repetitive cycle that I spoke about in my other YouTube video, where it's like at some
fed up.
point she that's not gonna she just not gonna respect you no more as a man, like because you're gonna have to step up to do certain things. There's gonna be certain things that you're just going to have to do, and because you're so comfortable in that more
Shell.
feminized role, you're not gonna be equipped to do that, and she gonna look at you
Like, what the
that look
fuck?
like, and it's gonna be all bad from that point because she just not gonna respect you at all. And once she don't respect you, it's kind of a big L for that in that situation in that regards. But
Divorce.
and then if you was a successful man that made money, now you're paying a woman that didn't respect you, and if you got kids with that woman, you still paying. So it's just a lot that come with that situation as far as dudes that like that type of stuff, they probably need counseling for real because that's not normal as a man, bro. It's nothing normal about that at all. And granted, yeah, I know already that somebody's probably like normal. Who is normal? Or why do you want to operate on what your standard of normal is? And that's fine. That's not an argument I'm willing to get into, to be honest. But it's more so a situation of like sustainability more so than anything. It's not something that's sustainable. If you think that if your goal is to just get married and just to be able to say that you've been married before, then sure, go ahead and do that. But if your goal is to actually be married and have a long lasting marriage that's something like your grandparents had 50 years, 40 years, whatever, however long, 30 years, however long they were married for, ideally you probably want to go ahead and get the more natural situation because the natural situation actually works 100 times better than any other rendition of this remixing that they've tried to do with marriage, to be honest. And it's showing with the statistics. I mean, you got overwhelming numbers with divorces, lackluster number in actual marriages. It's just, I mean, the evidence, everything is all right there for you to see. But for some reason, we just keep on pushing forward with this same rhetoric. Oh, yeah, we're going to be this. We're going to do this. We're going to be strong because we don't need men. What? Where do you come? To be honest, with that mindset, I just wish there was a way that we could test the theory. Let's just test the damn theory. I wish it was a way to just test the theory. To just say, okay, well, how about if since there's this handful of women that think that they don't need a man, let's have this little section of earth and let's put them there with no men around and let's make them just create whatever they create from the, you know what I'm saying? If they successful, fucking hoorah. I will bow my God. I will bow. I will bow and kiss the damn feet. I would say, man, y'all figured the shit out. If it don't happen, I mean, let's just stop all this shit, bro. If it don't work, like, let's just stop it, bro. Because obviously it's not something that's doable. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all want equality in these things, but this like this thing where you got you know how the men the men that's changing over to be women and play sports, which we can't, they obviously it don't happen no more. But what were they saying when that was happening? Was that cool? Did they like that? The females like that? They enjoyed getting beat up by a man.
Well, no, I mean it wasn't like
They
that.
agreed with the person that was in.
Clearly,
they
maybe the ones that weren't playing sports were
I don't think nobody was in agreement to
advocating
that. The
for it.
reactions that I seen from the especially I don't know. Are you familiar with the Olympic person, the Olympic boxer that was a transgender person that was fighting, and they ended up pulling him out of the Olympics because they said that it's just an unfair advantage. Like this person was beating the hell out of the women, bro. I'm talking about knockouts.
I mean, I can imagine so. It's a man.
Everybody was upset. Everybody was like, no, this isn't fair. This isn't right. You can't do that. Just think about it. Like, let's just say I turn into a woman and I just say I'm about to go join the women's sports. First and foremost, I'm about to knock somebody. I'm knocking teeth out. I'm breaking faces. I'm dunking in the WNBA. It wouldn't even be fair. But why is it that women keep talking about these people that's changing over they are that? Like, no, bro, y'all are tripping, bro. Y'all need to stop a lot. Y'all, we gotta stop this. This mess is getting out of hand. Oh, well, he could be a tree if he wants to be. What? What are you talking about? He's a person. How can he be a tree? He's talking to me right now. Trees don't talk, baby. They don't talk, they don't walk. They don't eat food like we eat. They don't have desires that we have. Like that person can't be that. We got people. You see the people trying to be cats and dogs. Like they legitimately play. They owners have leashes for them. You seen that, bruh? People crazy, bro. People crazy. You want to keep watching this? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's keep watching this. Let's get to it.
Andrea kind of has a point, right? And
I think
I'll tell you why.
Though.
There are entire communities, right? If you go online, right? Let's say you're a dude who wants a woman to be submissive. You can actually find that. You got the whole cheat code right now. You can find any type of female you want. There are females who are ready to be subbed out if that's what you were looking for, right? Believe it or not, there's a lot of men out here, which I've witnessed, and it may, in my opinion, seem dysfunctional to me, right? But I've said before, I can see function and dysfunction to me, and that's my opinion of it, right? So there are some dudes who actually enjoy being dominated by women and don't want to be bothered with the stresses of being a man. So if he's to find a female who might be more dominant or leaning, at the end of the day, you need that balance, right? Where everybody kind of has their duties individually and you don't overlap in a way to where it's a conflict, right? If you do overlap, then it's cooperative. If you could balance that, then go ahead and have at it, right? Not everybody is going to go for the same thing. You just need function. You need a certain amount of bills paid. Unfortunately, men are no longer sole providers. Most people aren't, right? What about 10% of us could actually afford to do that comfortably? So we have already stepped into that realm where we have females compensating somewhat for the men's duties, right? That right there is a decent part of your masculinity. That's one of our core functions that we always say is provide, right? We don't just provide that. We do provide security as a whole, whether it be emotional security, financial security, physical security, all of that. But I've seen instances where it can work. Would it work for me? No. Could I live in a house like that? Not me in particular. But have I seen it work? Yeah. And I think we might be making a mistake saying that there is a cookie cutter way that's going to be functional for every human being. There are a lot of women who will never develop the trust in a man because of certain things that just may happen. Maybe they didn't see a positive male figure in their house and they just don't have that trust for men. And damn, how do you fix that, right? If you want to take on that task, you have at it, right? But that's just one of the reasons. There's plenty of reasons. Some females just are more dominant now. We have females doing a lot more masculine roles, and for some men that works. Again, for me, absolutely not. But go ahead, Marcus.
So Treya, I agree that those relationships work And a book I always reference is The Way of the Superior Man, and they talk about not so much male or female, but submissive and dominant energy, right? And that's what creates a power dynamic. Now, within that, what I found through observing various different types of relationships, if the woman has the dominant energy, eventually she gets frustrated with the man that's submitting and looks to him as if he's less than a man. And then it creates a power imbalance, because although she is 60% the leader of that relationship, she tends to complain and be unhappy with that man in that scenario. And those relationships usually end in divorce or separation. And the man in those scenarios,
Right.
instead of him figuring out a way to make sure he switches that power dynamic because he enjoys being in a submissive role, ends up becoming more submissive and thus pissing her more off, and it like creates a cycle.
And white.
Right. So look, let me ask you this
not
though.
for
I'm gonna tell
good.
you, there's some in other cultures, right? I've been in more houses, thousands, and I've watched a lot of the dynamics. I've seen people who have been together for 50, 60, 70 years, and that dynamic, right? I've been in couples' houses that are in their 90s, mid 90s, all the way up to the 90s. And you can see sometimes that the female can actually dominate. And they never left. They never left. So, like I said, would I recommend it? Not really. But can we say that it doesn't work? I've seen it work. And that's the weird part.
Let me ask you two questions.
Lady, whatever you're
Joe.
selling, I ain't buying, yo. Well,
The first example that you gave that was kind of extreme, where there was a man who was overly submissive and enjoyed being dominated. My first question is that healthy for a man? And if he goes down that path, does it ever end well for him? That's my first question. And if all men subscribe, that's my first question. I'm going to give you them both because I know you can answer them both. My second question is, if all men subscribe to this type of lifestyle, would it damage or repair or help our society? Would it be detrimental or conducive?
Right. So now what I'm mentioning is not necessarily an extreme situation. It's just that in some cases the woman would do some of the duties that we find masculine, right? We're not talking about like femdom or none of that type of cuckery or nothing crazy. We're not talking about none of that. We're just talking about where sometimes the man might just lean into his female to handle a lot of responsibilities. Like I've seen some females who understand how to pay the bills instead, or make the decisions as far as the house, and just lay back. A lot of dudes do that, way more than what we think. Now, is it functional? To get to that second part, it's like that's debatable, right? It depends on what your upbringing is, what your background, who has the authority to set that. We all have different beliefs, right? So if you want to lean on Christianity or Islam or whatever, then that's one thing. But what if that's not what you are? What if you don't subscribe to that? Then it's like, okay, what are we doing? Can we tell people who don't subscribe to that to fit into that mold if they have a situation that is working for them?
That's the example you're talking about, as a woman being a dominant.
Personality wise, whereas he would yield to her decision making. To me, I think that's feminine of a man. But
why would it be?
So that part necessarily might not be fully feminine, but I get the point he's trying to make is about the energy and him acquiescing at all times to her. I probably wouldn't agree that her and the clerical roles would make her the dominant person. But to your point,
just the clerical, but like, let's say you want to have a decision for the house, buying a whip. What kind of house you gonna get? I've seen a lot of females. Y'all ever watch HGTV and watch how much input the woman actually has on the crib versus trusting what the man thinks? Y'all ever watch how that go down sometimes?
Yeah,
There's
but
a lot of dudes out here like that. That's just one example.
That's the house.
I wouldn't look at that as a female dominant situation. That's a situation where a man is making use of the woman he had and putting her to work.
But is he? If he's looking at something, he likes something, but then what her thoughts supersede his, then I would absolutely say
I don't see the part where her thoughts supersede his. But I'll let Mark go because I think he has something.
Yeah, I just was tacking on a little. And the point of the question, the first question is, and to me that is an extreme, because in my estimation and through my studies, most of the world is religious. A small part of the world believes in nothing. And in most religions, while they may not believe in the same God, quote unquote, the general tenets of those religions are actually quite parallel. Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, many of those tenets, especially pertaining to the dynamic between male and female, are actually quite similar. My question is, can a man who lives that type of lifestyle, can he be productive? Can he be happy within himself? Is the end of that man going to be a positive or a negative end? If
Now that would
men
be
go
okay. Go
down
ahead.
that path, you know what I'm saying? And is
Sure,
it
and
better
that's
for
all
the
about
world or worse?
that's all
And
about perspective.
after
That's all about
after the
perspective. That would
answers,
be perspective, right? So these
right.
men that I'm talking about, are they functioning males to society? Do they contribute? Do they go to work every day? Do they contribute to what they deem as good parenting? Are their kids graduating school? Yes. Do they? Would I perceive them as being happy? Yes. In those instances, yes. And this is only because I have a very large sample size and I've seen a lot of different dynamics, and that's why I would say that. And I've worked in quite a few different environments and been around a lot of people, and they would talk about their family life. And
The,
Can I
the,
can I
the
comment,
equivalent, the
please?
Hold on,
equivalent.
yeah, let Amira
I'm
go,
sorry.
then we're
I
gonna jump
just
to Callie and then Aisha.
I'll be brief. I
Amira,
promise.
if you would be
I'll
kind
be
enough
brief.
to just let me please for 1 second,
I'm gonna
because
be
I'm
really
going.
brief. I haven't been able to talk in
I'm
like
sorry. Go
5
ahead.
minutes.
I'll yield to the lady. Yield to the lady.
And I'll
Gotcha.
go straight to you, Mark. I promise. I'm just really quickly. The reason I
Callie
wanted to
and
speak.
Aisha.
The reason I wanted Aisha. The reason I wanted to speak was because this situation that Trev is saying, these over strong women or women who think that they can be masculine, like Andrea says. Andrea, yes, you. The ones who think that they can be they can be like fully equal and they can dominate a man, and then the men who pussify themselves and put themselves under a woman, this gynocentric type of world is dangerous. First of all, wait. It's dangerous. Men being that way is dangerous for a community, for the family, for everyone. And women who are overly masculine and women who think that they can be men or think that they are the equivalent of men, they are dangerous to communities. They think that there's something that they're not. And when they get put in their place, finally, it's a reality check that they're not waiting for. And it hurts the community for men, for little boys to grow up seeing men who are pussified. And it hurts the community to see women who don't know their place as
First
women. Go
of
ahead, Mark. I'm
all,
sorry. Mark, Mark turn. It's Mark turn.
yeah.
I'll yield to the
Oh,
lady.
no, we
I don't
we want to
overtalk
get the ladies
ladies. Let her
involved,
go,
and then
and then
Mark,
I'll
you can be
chime
the
in.
first man to speak after that.
Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, I don't know why you think being dominant and being masculine are like the same thing, but you don't have to be masculine to be dominant. So I don't want to be masculine. I want to be feminine, but I know I also am very dominant as well. And when you're in a relationship where a man likes a dominant woman, it works out. So I don't know why you guys are making it such a big deal. Men can be in happy marriages and pay someone to be dominated. Do you guys know that?
I just want to point out that obviously something clicked in her mind just a little bit because she went and changed her shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But real quick, I wonder how many relationships she been in, because if she likes to dominate men and men like to be dominated, what is her relationship history and why did she break up with any of the guys that she broke up with, or why did they break up with her? Because I mean, in a world where a female gets to dominate, I would assume that that would be her happiest moment, since that's what she likes to do, and her finding a guy that likes to be dominated, which is a rare guy, she would probably hold on to that guy. Like, I can't imagine the reason would be he cheated because he's a submissive guy. He's not gonna cheat.
Right.
So what other reason did you leave that relationship for real?
Bored.
This is a real thing. Some men love to be dominated, and some women love dominating. I think you guys need to live
How
a
you
little.
make your money, Andrea, is not our business. We are
You guys need to
talking.
live a little. You need, and it
Andrea.
is good money when I was doing it, but you guys need to live a little because these men
Andrea.
like to be dominated as well. So dominate them.
Oh shit!
So Callie, Aisha, and then
Don't be
Mark.
so boring.
Callie, hold
We
it, Mark.
can have Aisha go first. Aisha hasn't spoken much, so I want to give her the platform to go, and then I'll piggyback off of her.
Look, Andrea, I just found out something about you that I just really didn't need to know. But I will say, honey, if you like it, I love it.
You need to know. Maybe you get your
I'll
guala
watch.
up.
Where I watch.
Get your guala up. You need to know.
What I will say is, all jokes aside, like Andrea, understand that you're saying like dominant and masculinity. Um, Dominance is definitely a masculine quality. It's definitely not a female. That's not a female trait naturally, right? So again, you are on this thing where you want to escape from the natural order of things. My goal is for me and my people is to build families. What you're suggesting, to me, in my opinion, does not stand on building strong, successful families and to keep that going on in the future. Feminizing a man, to me, doesn't equate to a strong, successful family. Maybe it does for you, right? Maybe you vote blue. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can always kind of tell on these panels. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build successful families, successful Black families. We understand that you're a feminist. We understand that you agree with equality. We're understanding a lot of things about you today, and that's okay, right? And that might work for you, but we're not sending that message to the masses. Okay? I'm not okay with the idea that because everything that you're talking about is man-made. It's not natural. It's not natural for a woman to want to feel this way. It just ain't. And to sit around here and act like you wearing it with a badge of honor is the same as saying that women want to be cat ladies. Nobody wants to be a cat lady. That's not fun, right? We raising daughters. We want to raise our daughters. We want to raise our son. We want to create successful relationships, and that's not going to happen if you want to be equal to a man. It's just not. It's just not the natural order of things, and that doesn't make you any less. That doesn't make you any less smarter, right? That doesn't make you any less anything. It's just not the natural order of things. And that's why things go haywire. That's why we are where we are. Like, right, I just read a post that said that people having babies at 40 now. Nobody young is having babies when they supposed to. So now all the babies just gonna be born crazy. I don't know.
I saw that today too.
Like, you supposed to be having babies at a young age so they can be thrive. Like it's that certain things just aren't natural.
Okay. I thanks for sharing. Yeah. I don't want to have kids in my youth because I feel like my life is fabulous. I don't even know if I want to have kids at all. I think you guys need to go outside of the box and recognize there's a great big world out there where women are not just incubators for men, but they're choosing to do things their way when they feel like doing it. The fact that you're saying, the fact that you're saying,
People aren't having
the
babies.
fact that
People
you're
aren't
saying,
having successful
the fact
families.
that you're saying that you can't be feminine and dominant at the same time because it doesn't work or it's like abnormal, I would have to disagree because I am very much dominant and feminine at the same time, and I am very much happy. I don't know why you think
Andrea,
I vote,
can you show us
I
an
don't know
example?
why you think I vote blue. I don't even know what that's about, but
It doesn't
I
give happiness.
don't vote at
Andrea,
all
can you
because
show us
I
an
believe in
example
God's
of being
kingdom, so I don't vote. But
Andrea,
thanks for sharing and for judging me.
Andrea, can
Appreciate
you
you.
show us,
I would never judge you.
Andrea, can you show us an example of, because I've never really seen what like being feminine and dominant looks like if you were to interact with like one of the men on the panel? Because I'm curious how that
I've
kind
been
of looks.
showing it all night. I'm pretty damn dominant, and I think it's pretty obvious. I don't understand how other way to explain it besides me stating my opinion and standing on it and not allowing people to make me feel bad for having an opinion. I don't know. I just feel like people get in their heads where they feel like this is the way the world looks for everybody, and that's not the case. And a man is not less masculine if he decides to have a dominant girlfriend. Some men are passive. Some women are vocal and expressive and dominant, and some men like that and cater to that because their mom was a certain way. I don't know what happened.
So when she said that a man isn't feminine because he wants to have a dominant woman. How does that work? Like, what does that even mean? What does that look like? If he's not, so he's a masculine man that wants a masculine woman. So then he gay, almost, or is he gay?
I mean, it wouldn't even necessarily be that. That's I don't know.
I
That's
mean,
weird.
if he would have want a masculine woman, why wouldn't he just get a? Why wouldn't he just get a dude? Maybe he don't like the touch of a dude. He want
Maybe.
he want the soft touch of a woman.
Maybe.
But she probably rough how she touch him too. But that's weird. Her mindset is kind of twisted.
To them, but they
Those
like it.
women are also masculine, aggressive. Nobody
Am I
wants to
masculine?
really date them.
Do I look
It's,
masculine to you, or do
it's
I look
real
fabulous?
far in between. That chin a little strong, girl.
And it looks fabulous, and you're mad
What
about
if
it.
what if tomorrow your boyfriend calls you and say, "Hey, look, I think it's time that I have kids. I want to have kids." What are your response?
I'm gonna say, I don't know. We gotta talk about that because I want to get my master's degree and I want to do things in my community.
Mission
And
failed. We'll get 'em next time.
Maybe we're not on the same page.
Lord help him.
Yeah, because I am helping them, and that's what I want to do. Everyone
Do you
doesn't
think you
want
look
to have
That
feminine?
man better leave, man.
Andrea,
He better pack his
You
shit
think
up
you
right
look
now.
feminine?
I think I look amazing and beautiful and vibrant and confident and sensational. That's what I think.
Yeah, I was really just so. Let me rephrase this, Andrea. Do you think that femininity is a look or it's a behavior? You muted, Andrea. You muted.
Okay, I think that what's understood needs no explanation. I mean, if you're feminine, you're feminine. I mean, you don't even have to necessarily be a woman to be feminine. People are walking around making choices
That's
for
the problem.
themselves, deciding how they want to appear in the world based on them being masculine or feminine. So I don't think it's just and then everyone has the ability, even men have the ability to be feminine or masculine. I mean, it's a spectrum, and I don't think that us sitting here defining duties and things like servitude as a way to like say you're more feminine, I think that's crazy.
What's crazy is this spectrum that you keep talking about that don't exist. Are you talking about the alphabet community?
I am.
Yeah, we
You're
don't.
talking about men and women.
Yeah, we aren't
men and
talking
women,
about
people are showing up different these days. You guys need to get with the program. Be progressive. Get with the program. Life is changing.
It's only two genders.
I wonder what make her think like this. Like, what is she talking about, bro? Man, this is crazy.
It's men, woman, that's it.
For you, because you're not opening up your mind to see things different.
Open up my mind to see what?
To see things different than what you're used to. Yeah.
How many genders do you think there are, Andrea?
Like what?
I think that there is a variety of different ways people decide to show up in the world, and no one's approval is needed for them to feel that way. So, I mean, this is a panel of people with different life experiences.
That wasn't the question.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I just.
Is there a number that you have in your head, or there's no number? Do you have a number?
Not that I can think of at this time. For whatever the individual decides they want to be, I mean, that's their gender. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't come on here and be like, oh yeah.
I think you're on the wrong panel. I think you're on the wrong panel, Andrea.
No, I'm not. I'm in the right panel because I'm a different perspective. I bring a different perspective. I'm not. It's not an echo chamber.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah, we want to be able to have different perspectives to keep the show interesting. And I mean, people exist in a world that we might not necessarily agree with, and to interact with people respectfully, we can at least hear what they have to say. And if you find a flaw in the logic, you can point it out and show them, hey, this is where I see you going wrong with that. If that's what you want to do. So we can keep everybody on the panel as long.
Well, Marcus, don't you see a flaw in that logic? Why don't you tell us a flaw in the logic?
I do see a flaw in the logic.
Tell us what you think.
I think that there are only two genders. There's only men and women. And that when you pervert those things and put women in men's roles and men in women's roles, that when that occurs, the balance and the power dynamic within relationships are skewed, and those relationships tend to end in divorce, or he might turn 50.
Gender isn't even real. Watch this. Gender is a social construct that encompasses the economic, social, and political cultures attributed and the opportunities associated with being women and men. It is not fixed and can vary across different cultures and over time, reflecting the expectations and roles assigned to individuals based on their perceived gender. Gender, when was gender created? The word gender was introduced in the 1950s. So when they ask you what your gender is, actually that's not real. Like, gender is whatever the fuck you want to be. Technically, because it's not assigned to anything. Your sex is what is real. So your sex is either you're a male or you're a female. No, it's no other in between, and you can't change that. It's whatever you were at birth. Like that's what you are. You can't change. It's no way to change it. So like this whole idea of what she's talking about is crazy work for real. Yeah.
And decide that he's going to become a woman, and in that whole family, and now it's two separated adults as opposed to the people that were within that family operating. I think that it does take a village to raise a child, but you need to see clear examples of those two genders within that. So it could be multiple granddads with a father, granddad, great granddad within the vicinity of the child to provide them a perfect example of what masculinity looks like. And I think femininity is extremely powerful, and women, mother, sister, cousin, also need to be there to provide that child a clear framework on what it looks like to have a mother in the house, because there are things you need from each parent. And although you can, be nurturing as a man, I think when you cross into the line, it confuses the children. Did that answer your question, Queenie?
Mm-hmm.
I think the discussion needs to end on this topic because it was in the DSM and it's still there under the term gender dysphoria. So it's already been diagnosed and assigned a nomenclature as a mental illness. So I don't understand why this discussion persists.
It's definitely
It's quite outrageous, actually. So I'm going to mute out on that.
I would love for you guys to show me some peer-reviewed research that says that.
All you have to do is look up the DSM TR5.
I would like you to provide that since you said it.
It's called the DSM TR5. That's all you have to do is look it up.
Send me the link and I'll take a look at it. And I can show you a peer-reviewed article that says the complete opposite.
And I've read them, and they have no evidence to determine that those things exist or that there's some type of science to prove it. So again, we're dealing with
I haven't read anything. I didn't say
it's already been diagnosed.
You're
so
lying. You're making that
kind
up.
of strange.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Andrea, where your people from?
She disrespectful
From
as hell.
God.
No, yeah, like where your people from?
They're from God. They're Jesus' children.
No, your grandparents. Like, what was they born?
They were.
Are they from the U.S.?
I'm sorry.
Are they from the U.S.? Are you Black?
Yes, I am. Mm-hmm.
What from down south? From where? Where your people from?
I don't know. Why? Why does it matter?
It matters because it matters.
Where are your people from?
It matters. My people are from Texas, by the way, Alabama.
Okay.
But I can trace my family back to 1726, so I know exactly where I'm from.
That's great.
And it matters because we sitting here talking about, we standing our lineage business tonight, and you sitting here talking about you flip-flopping genders. That's not something that we agree with.
Who is we?
Lineage, Black Americans.
Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for my lineage.
Well, I don't know who made
I
you.
feel like I don't understand how you would think that you're going to have a successful family. Maybe you don't want a family. Maybe you don't come from a good family. I don't know.
Are you taking this personal? Seems like
at this point, I'm just asking questions because it's coming across as very ignorant. Like you're sitting on this panel and it's coming across as ignorant. It's like you don't really understand what's really happening in front of you and in society. On these panels, we try to be genuine. We don't try to be disrespectful. I don't know if it's your age. I don't know if it's because y'all.
We're gonna end up jumping to the next question.
That word choice
Can I
is
ask
crazy,
a question
Marcus.
for everyone on the panel? I I have a genuine question, right?
Sure.
What would you tell someone that didn't really grow up with how do I say this? Like, what would you tell someone, like, right, we talk about modern women, how modern women don't like understand what true value of marriage or stuff like that is. Like, how would you help someone that
She gotta be
didn't grow up
trolling.
in a traditional household or understanding of what traditional values really were, right? Like, let's say there's, you know, when as they're getting older coming out, they weren't taught certain principles and things that other that we speak about a lot on panels. So what would you tell that person, especially as as a woman or as a man?
Are you asking me?
Oh, just anybody that
Oh,
wants to
okay.
answer the question. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell them anything, Callie. I think it's more like people have to come to the knowledge of and a
She
realization
trolling for
of.
real at this point. Like she knows she the op. She know that she getting all the attention. I think that's probably more so why she even saying the wild, outlandish stuff that she's saying, because she's really standing on this shit. But at the same token, I don't feel like anybody on here is even giving her any opposition to make her feel like her thought or her opinion is challenged.
Yeah, they've done that.
Well, I mean, they said they little piece, but they haven't really like affirmed anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't stood on business like that neither. Like how she is, she's standing on what she talking about. They not really. They just saying they little bit, and then I digress. I'm cool.
Yeah, because somebody's gonna argue, and she's obviously very disrespectful too. So
Yeah. But anyway, so we've been out here for an hour, listening to this buffoonery. Probably about to call it a night. It's been real kicking it with the gang. Hope to see y'all next time. Tune in, stay tuned in, stay keeping your eyes open. Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification button. It's just the facts, and we sign.